Are you on track for retirement? It's a simple question, but for millions of Americans, the answer is a big fat question mark. We all know we should be saving. We hear about 401ks, IRAs, and a whole alphabet soup of retirement accounts. But the single biggest question that keeps people up at night is this: am I saving enough? It's a heavy question. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to be working in their 70s unless they absolutely want to. We dream of a retirement filled with travel, hobbies, and time with loved ones. Not a retirement where we're forced to greet shoppers at a big box store just to make ends meet. The financial world is full of confusing advice. You see headlines about the average 401k balance and your stomach drops. You see people on social media flashing their investment portfolios, and you feel a pang of jealousy. It's easy to feel like you're falling behind, like you're the only one who doesn't have it all figured out. But what if I told you there's a simple way to know exactly where you stand? What if you could finally get a clear, no-nonsense answer to that nagging question? In this video, we're going to break it down. We're going to cut through the noise and give you a clear roadmap to follow. We'll look at how much you should have saved in your 401k at every stage of your life, from your first job in your 20s to your final years in the workforce. This isn't about comparing yourself to others. This is about empowering you with the knowledge you need to take control of your financial future, to build a life of freedom and choice. So grab a notebook and let's get started. Let's start with the youngest savers, the under 25 crowd. If you're in this age group, you're in a golden position. You have the most valuable asset on your side: time. Time for your money to grow, time for compound interest to work its magic. According to Vanguard, the average 401k balance for someone under 25 is around $6,900. The median balance, which is a more realistic picture for most people, is just under $2,000. Now, if you're looking at those numbers and thinking, I'm nowhere near that, don't panic. The most important thing at this age isn't the exact amount you have saved. It's about building the habit of saving. If you save just $100 a month starting at age 25 with a 7% return, you could have over $200,000 by retirement. Wait until 35 and you'll have only half of that. That's the power of starting early. Your primary goal should be to get the full employer match. A 100% match on the first 3% of your salary is a 100% return. So if you're under 25, here's your action plan. First, enroll in your company's 401k plan. Second, contribute at least enough to get the full employer match. Third, try to increase your contribution by 1% every year. Focus on building the habit. The habits you build in your 20s will set the foundation for a lifetime of financial success. Next, the 25 to 34 age group. This is a decade of major life changes like marriage, buying a home, or starting a family. It's easy to let retirement savings take a back seat. So, how are people in this age group doing? The average 401k balance is around $42,600. The median is about $16,255. But here's a more important number to focus on. Financial experts at Fidelity suggest that by age 30, you should aim to have 1 times your annual salary saved for retirement. So if you're earning $60,000 a year, you should have $60,000 in your retirement accounts. If you're behind, you're not alone. This is a tough decade with student loans, mortgages, and maybe kids. But here's the good news. You still have time on your side, and even small increases in your savings rate can make a big impact. Let's say you're 30 years old, earning $60,000 a year, and you have $30,000 saved for retirement. You're behind the one-time salary rule of thumb. But if you increase your savings rate from 10% to 15% of your salary, you could add an extra $250,000 to your nest egg by the time you retire. That's the difference between a comfortable retirement and a retirement filled with financial stress. So, what's the action plan for this age group? First, if you're not already, get on a budget. You need to know where your money is going so you can find opportunities to save more. Second, aim to save at least 15% of your pre-tax income. This includes your employer match. If you can't get to 15% right away, start with what you can and increase it by 1% every year. Third, as you get raises, commit to saving at least half of that increase. This is a painless way to boost your savings without feeling the pinch in your monthly budget. If you get a 4% raise, increase your 401k contribution by 2%. You'll still see an increase in your paycheck, but you'll also be building your future. Now, the 35 to 44 age range. For many, these are peak earning years. You're advancing in your career, your salary is growing, and you're likely feeling more established in your life. But this is also a time of peak expenses. Your kids are getting older, your mortgage is still a major expense, and life just seems to get more expensive. So how are people in this age group doing with their 401k savings? The average balance is over $103,000. The median is just under $40,000. That's a big gap, and it shows that many people are struggling to keep up. Fidelity's guideline is to have 3 times your annual salary saved by age 40. If you earn $80,000, you should have $240,000 saved. This is the decade where you need to get serious about your savings. You can't afford to be passive anymore. You need to be proactive. You need to have a plan. Let's look at an example. Imagine two people, both 40 years old, both earning $80,000 a year. One has been diligently saving 15% of their income since they were 25. They have over $250,000 in their 401k. They are on track. The other person saved a little in their 20s, but then life got in the way. They have $50,000 in their 401k. They are behind, but it's not too late. If they get serious and start saving 25% of their income, they can still catch up and build a solid nest egg. So what's the action plan for this age group? First, it's time for a financial checkup. Review your 401k investments. Are they properly diversified? Are the fees too high? It might be time to rebalance your portfolio or switch to lower-cost funds. Second, avoid lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, it's tempting to spend more, but if you can keep your spending in check and save the difference, you can supercharge your retirement savings. Third, if you're feeling overwhelmed, consider talking to a financial advisor. They can help you create a personalized plan to reach your goals. Welcome to the 45 to 54 age bracket. Retirement is on the horizon, bringing both excitement and anxiety. The average 401k balance is around $188,000. The median is about $68,000. The gap between savers and non-savers is now a chasm. Fidelity's rule of thumb is to have 6 times your annual salary saved by age 50. If you earn $100,000, you should have $600,000 saved. But here's a powerful tool that becomes available to you in this decade. The IRS allows people age 50 and older to make catch-up contributions to their 401k. In 2025, that's an extra $7,500 you can save on top of the regular contribution limit. This is a game changer for those who are behind. Let's say you're 50 years old, earning $100,000 a year, and you have $300,000 saved. You're behind the 6 times salary rule. But if you max out your 401k contributions and add the catch-up contribution, you could add an extra $30,000 a year to your savings. That's a powerful way to close the gap. So, what's the action plan for this age group? First, if you're 50 or older, take full advantage of catch-up contributions. It's one of the best tools you have to boost your savings. Second, it's time to get a clear picture of your retirement expenses. How much will you need to live comfortably? There are many free retirement calculators online that can help you with this. Third, start thinking about your retirement lifestyle. Do you want to travel the world? Or do you want a quiet life at home? Your lifestyle will have a big impact on how much you need to save. Now, the 55 to 64 age group. This is the final stretch. The decisions you make now are critical. The average 401k balance is over $271,000. The median is just over $95,000. This shows the consequences of starting late. Fidelity's guideline is to have 8 times your annual salary saved by age 60. If you earn $100,000, you should have $800,000 saved. If you're behind, this is your last best chance to make a significant impact on your savings. The catch-up contributions we talked about are still your best friend, but there's a new, even more powerful tool available to some in this age group. Thanks to the Secure 2.0 Act, if you are 60, 61, 62, or 63, you can make an even larger catch-up contribution. In 2025, this super catch-up is $11,250. That's on top of the regular contribution limit. It's a powerful way to give your savings a final boost. So, what's the action plan for this age group? First, if you are behind, you need to save as aggressively as you can. This might mean making some tough choices. It might mean downsizing your home, cutting back on travel, or working a few extra years. Second, it's time to get a detailed retirement plan in place. This should include a budget for your retirement spending, a strategy for drawing down your savings, and a plan for Social Security. Third, protect your savings. As you get closer to retirement, you can't afford a major loss in the stock market. It might be time to shift to a more conservative investment mix. Finally, age 65 and beyond. For many, this is a new chapter of freedom. For others, it's a time of financial uncertainty. The average 401k balance is just under $300,000. The median is just over $95,000. Many are entering retirement with less than they need. Fidelity's final benchmark is to have 10 times your annual salary saved by age 67. If you are earning $100,000 a year, that means you should have $1 million in your retirement accounts. This is the amount Fidelity believes is needed to maintain your pre-retirement lifestyle. At this stage, the focus shifts from saving to preservation and distribution. You're no longer trying to grow your nest egg as aggressively as possible. You're trying to make it last for the rest of your life. This is where a smart withdrawal strategy becomes critical. A common rule of thumb is the 4% rule. This suggests that you can safely withdraw 4% of your retirement savings in your first year of retirement and then adjust that amount for inflation each year after. So if you have $1 million saved, you could withdraw $40,000 in your first year. But this is just a guideline. Your withdrawal rate will depend on your age, your health, your risk tolerance, and your desired lifestyle. So what's the action plan for this age group? First, if you haven't already, create a detailed retirement budget. You need to know exactly how much you'll be spending each month. Second, develop a smart withdrawal strategy. This is where a financial advisor can be invaluable. They can help you create a plan that balances your need for income with the need to make your money last. Third, be smart about taxes. Your withdrawals from your 401k will be taxed as ordinary income. A financial advisor can help you create a tax-efficient withdrawal strategy. Retirement should be a time of peace and security, not a time of financial stress. The choices you make in this final chapter are just as important as the choices you made in the beginning. So, there you have it. A roadmap to retirement savings, broken down by age. Whether you're just starting your career or you're getting ready to retire, the principles are the same. Start early, be consistent, and have a plan. Remember, the numbers we talked about today are guidelines. They're not meant to discourage you, they're meant to empower you, to give you a target to aim for, a benchmark to measure your progress against. If you're ahead of the game, congratulations. Keep up the great work. If you're behind, don't despair. The most important thing is to start today, to take that next step. Whether it's increasing your contribution by 1%, opening a 401k for the first time, or finally sitting down to create a budget, your financial future is in your hands. You have the power to build a life of freedom and choice. A life where you're not a slave to a paycheck. A life where you can retire with dignity and peace of mind. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Frankie Finance, and please share it with someone you care about. And let us know in the comments below what you're doing to prepare for retirement. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the very next video.